Welcome back to Outer Worlds 2. Travel wherever the road leads us, and wherever we can find rewards. We have several to pick up at the moment, as well as some random loot. Might not be the safest way down, that definitely isn't. Whoa! Well, that could have made for an exciting start. Have a problem with stairs? Okay, so I don't think we can go through here. Don't think anything's changed. Nope. Scientists are still standing around.
These temporary indignities of the body are nothing contrasted to the Order's future. Keep those eyes open, soldiers. Corneal frostbite be damned.
So I guess we've basically done a loop at this point. There are several quests to continue at Laplace's garden, so it's not a bad idea to return here. We need turn in completed bounty. The Mangler. Thousand bits. Something tells me it won't open the door for me. Or even talk to me. See, nut switches. Oh, something I just noticed was that I can see extra information about my followers. Editor guy showed me that.
Agent, over here. Well, this is a welcome confluence of events. Why, without you, Gertie and I wouldn't be alive. And any hope of peace between the Order and Auntie's choice would be over. Shame about all the disorder. The negotiations had not been going as smoothly as I'd hoped, it's true, but we were making progress.
How did you find out about my involvement?
While making our escape, we encountered one of the renegades of my order, wounded and dying. He sought to unburden himself, now convinced Wiley's calculations were wrong. He told us all about that terrible De Vries woman's plan, and theorized you must have stopped her. Well, I think that's what he said. There was quite a lot of gurgling. You have mine and Gertie's utmost gratitude for intervening. Had she succeeded in assassinating us, it would have terminated any hope for peace.
Are the negotiations still happening?
Officially, not at present. Gertie and I have kept up communication through back channels in the hope that the discussions can be reconvened in due time. It is my earnest belief that this is the optimal course to chart for the Order, and for Arcadia. Though we could certainly use assistance from an outside force like yourself.
So what's needed to get the Order and Auntie's choice to work together?
To begin, I believe you would need to put forth efforts in good faith with each of the two groups. Earning the trust of both sides is essential. Once you've worked your way up to meeting our respective leaders, you must convince them to consider joining forces.
Okay. So, what do I get out of this?
For one, having the allied might of their forces at your back when facing down the Protectorate. If that's not sufficient, perhaps some additional incentive could also be provided. And if you might consider an appeal to your better nature, ending the conflict between Auntie's choice and the Order would have untold benefits for all Arcadia.
Well, ending wars does seem good. Sure, I'm in.
Transplendent. Remember, seek out ways to help both sides, engender trust. Gertie and I can let you know when it's time to move forward. In the meantime, I might recommend you work on honing your oratory skills. Our presiding bishop and Auntie Cleo can be challenging to debate with.
Okay, so I've been doing nice things for people at every given moment, except for turning off their stereos. And I can only speak as well as these hindrances of mine will let me. So, you sense an opportunity for cooperation between Auntie's choice and the Order in taking the archive. But first, you'll have to broker a truce between the two of them. Okay. Well, yeah, we kind of knew that going in. You would think helping save off an explosion at the peace negotiations would have been sufficient to give me an audience. There's no stair in there. Oh, right. Doesn't look like coming down here. Well, there we go. That's right. That's how we got here before. So we're still trying to find some sort of way to get to the water processing facility. Oh, there should be somebody here who wants to see me. And thank you for taking care of Ace's friends.
I always find I work best when undistracted. One could say I find the cultist at Newton quite the interruption to my focus. Now,
News then.
how might we be of use to one another?
Newton's clean. Not a cultist alive over there.
You should have seen the entrails fly. It was glorious.
I shall allow myself a moment of relief. Moment passed. I'd hoped killing the cultists was its own reward. But you may also take this. You've proven yourself well, but we have recently experienced a pivotally important, unforeseen development. One I must meet directly. Can I count on you?
You just said meet directly, and then you asked me for help. What do you need?
One of the satellites comprising the Hyperion web was struck by a wayward craft and crashed on Paradise Island. I need someone to recover an informational component from it.
What's the Hyperion reticulum?
The web is an order-crafted network of information collection satellites. Our would-be protectorate overlords squandered them as glorified surveillance devices. We actually implanted a back door in the web to bring it back under our control, should a circumstance like this arise. But we did not foresee certain protectorate modifications. But let's not speak of that. Find a way past the protectorate at the crash site, collect the data, and return it here. Violence is likely, but perhaps you'll find an alternative.
If I don't get to see the bishop after this, I'm not going to be happy.
Worry about coming back alive. Manage that, and you'll get to see the bishop. Collect the data from the crashed site and return it here. May the odds prevail against your bloody demise.
Thank you. Okay. Well, that's progress, I guess. Well, good news, Tristan. We now have twice as many reasons to go to Paradise Island as we did before. Strangely, for all of this, I still don't think we have a direct way down to the lower level. Amazing. So we did that, solicit the order's support. We've got meet with Ruth. For key card, he said no. So since we now have the opportunity with Ruth, progress things just a bit. That's not where we were trying to go. Okay. So that's still the person we can't encounter. So that's still there. What are we missing? Oh, there are pipes. That was a long shot. I think I've tried this before. Yep. Okay. I've not been there before, one direction or the other. I think. Yep. Yes, there we go. I don't see that there gives me access to anything else. Okay. Yep, that's where I was. Again. Don't see that that gets me any closer to solving their water woes.
You lose something down there? Please direct any inquiries to the Artificer Laureate.
Oh, it's all one room. So do I just need to keep making friends? Interesting device.
If my younger self could see me now, exchanging pleasantries with a mercenary in the heart of a nest of traitors. Were my life a serial, I'd say it was a mite contrived.
If you hate the Order so much, what are you doing here?
Hate is an inaccurate phrase.
Okay.
I find them arrogant and exasperating. Without the Protectorate, this little organization would have no holdings to squat in. I am here because the Sovereign has tasked me with bringing these wayward, pretentious toddlers back into the Protectorate fold. Unfortunately, my time here has taught me that only mass death has the power to change the local hearts and minds. Perhaps enough will be alive to save afterwards.
I hope so. So, funny thing. I'm supposed to get to the water supply. And failing that, get a key. And I'm thinking even if I had a key, I'm not sure where I'd go.
Welcome back, Agent. I trust Laplace's garden is treating you well? In what manner can I assist you? Don't we all?
Can you tell me about the Order's history on Cloister?
And what a history it is. The Order of the Ascendant, along with the Archive, has been headquartered on this moon since the founding of the colony. It was given to us by the matriarch herself. She understood how vital our contributions would be to Arcadian society, which some have forgotten. It is why we're here, in fact. Cloister has two things in abundance: ice and geothermal power. Both made it the ideal location for the Archive, and we've utilized its vast computational power ever since.
Shame you don't have access to it now.
Indeed. It's been a favorite bone fought over by the dogs of war, but I have every confidence it will end up back under Order control sometime in the next year. Or 7.
I want to know more about this place.
Oh, the garden is a marvel, isn't it? A prime example of how this colony could function if led by science and rationality instead of fear and oppression. Everything within the garden was meticulously selected by a committee of the Order's best archivists to provide for mental clarity and focus. My word, you should have seen the debates over the shrubbery. I've never witnessed such passionate discourse over foliage of all things.
Okay, I'll be going. So, it's looking like the only way to make any progress here is to rat her out. It's not really my preference.
Our presence on Praetor is limited at best.
She's still hanging out back here? She sure is.
You're back. Any luck with the sample?
I need to recover data from a crashed satellite in Protectorate territory. Can you help?
I'm charmed my name was among the first to populate your thoughts when attempting to work this problem. I have some Protectorate contacts, and I might be willing to lean my elbow on the scales in your favor, but not until after I've acquired my sample.
Okay, had some other questions.
No need to wait for permission. Ask them.
How did you end up with Sub Rosa?
I was assigned to the Order as a girl, but never really found my footing there. Too unfocused, they said. A distraction to others. Then the schism happened and everything went topsy-turvy. In all the chaos, an agent from Sub Rosa made contact. She made me an offer and I liked how the math worked out. If I had to theorize, Sub Rosa must have seen me as their in to the Order. And through them, I saw an eventual way out.
Is there any part of you that cares about the outcome of this experiment?
My left pinky feels a little tingly. All jesting aside, no. I learned it's best not to exceed a moderate amount of caring when it comes to the actions of others. You'll only be disappointed.
Okay then. Nice chatting with you. So basically, the objective is the same. And it seems that the people who could help me achieve the objective have nothing to tell me. Maybe I should just go diving. Would that cause a stir? No. Seems an unlikely solution. So it's come to my attention that there is someone around here who actually has a key to this place. I believe it's him. But I have no sneak skills. And so I'm pretty darn sure that is not going to work. But I have lots of skills. I guess that one's through some sort of central device. I don't see a way to turn it off. Doesn't seem like I can use either of those options. Order of the Ascendant, Water Treatment Operations Terminal. Welcome, Administrator. Please select from the following option. Flocculation System. Collect sample for testing. Sample collection requires an authorization code. Only one sample may be collected per code in a given research period. Please input the code now. Collection complete. Well, I'm not sure where I got that code. It was just my cleverness at hacking, or if I got it somewhere and forgot. Updated treatment schedule. Private observation logs. Bypass the credentials. Scarcity concerns. Under the decreased regime, subjects are experiencing more frequent breakthrough symptoms: anxiety, restlessness, impulsivity, trouble concentrating. Entire study at risk if more clarifying agent cannot be acquired. Recommend cycling more subjects out of the experiment and returning to optimal treatment schedule. Miscellaneous ponderances. Presence of order leadership continues to confound. Distributing untreated water to Belvedere Hall remains a logistical headache. Constant worry about cross-contamination occurring despite best practices. Nightmare scenario. Raised concerns with Laureate Beckett. No progress. Unable to acquire audience with presiding bishop. Illness? Still can't do a thing with that, but it doesn't look like I need to anymore. Looks like all I need to do is get out of here without being discovered. Okay. Yep. Seems to be my destination. Going back to Persephone.
You're back. Any luck with the sample?
Okay. I thought I had the sample. Hold that thought. What in the world's going on? Is that what I just did? Oh. Apparently I wasn't supposed to do that. Particularly unfortunate thing to do when not planning to take anything. If you're gonna be lawless, it might as well be for a cause. Okay, so I was in here. I still can't use that. An order device system using vacuum tubes to transport messages and goods. Collect the sample. There we go. Now I can use this. Oh, you have to have the tracer as well. Okay. So that would be for what the Laureate wanted to do. I believe. Somebody wanted to do it. Doesn't sound like a good idea. Okay. So we'll try this again. So just to check. They still love it.
I hope you have good news for me.
I have the sample, but my price has gone up. Sweeten the deal and it's yours.
You remind me of my predecessor. Greedy as an equation is long. If only she'd had the wisdom to match. But very well. Can't say you haven't earned it. I knew I had the right person for the job. You've saved me quite the headache.
And you agreed to help me retrieve that satellite data if I got your sample, right?
You did sharpen my pencil, so I suppose sharpening yours is only fair. I'll put in a word with my associates to pass along to whatever Protectorate forces are on site to expect you. It's no guarantee, but at least they won't fire upon you on site. In exchange for my help, however, I want you to bring the data back here so that I can make a copy of it. Before you hand it over to the Order, to be clear. Do we have an accord?
Yeah, I already helped you out.
And now you'll help me out more. So sweet of you, really.
Wow.
We do work well together, don't we? Return here when you have the data. I'll be waiting.
Or maybe I won't. What you gonna do if I don't? Just wondering. Well, let's see what we've got going on now. So, solicit the order support, talk to her. We can't. So we go to the regional map. We still have a fugitive to pursue, but it's kind of difficult to get to. We have waypoint. I forget what I had marked that for. So, So what's going on? So the ultimate goal was to recover the data from the crashed satellite. I suppose that's as good a thing to do as any. Oh, we're practically there.
Yeah.
Never dreamed you had such scientific aptitude, Asa.
Oh, did you assume I was a layperson because I frequently talk of stabbing and slicing and dismembering and occasionally flaying?
Yes, that is precisely why.
Fair enough. That was a sound hypothesis.
Okay, not even mad.
These temporary indignities of the body are nothing contrasted to the Order's future. Keep those eyes open, soldiers. Corneal thrust might be there.
Okay. Well, I'm sure Tristan is growing impatient. Good news. Okay. So we're adding Tristan to the group. All right. That's the crash course. And there's Virgil. I guess technically Virgil is closer. Well, I'm glad we don't have Inez with us. She'd just lecture me again. I believe they have some of these red plants at Laplace's garden. So is there a shortcut? Sort of. This is odd. Haven't recalled any stuttering before now.
It's silent as a tomb. I hope we aren't too late.
I didn't realize he was supposed to be in danger.
If Virgil's not about, he's like to be in the training grounds depths. There's a lift that will take us lower, located behind the door next to those stairs.
Yeah, I think we found it. Gotta say, I'm getting kind of a bad feeling about this.
Tristan! It's a relief to see a friendly face. Do come up.
Okay. And we come up how exactly? Looks like I guessed right.
Virgil! Ah, thank the architect I found you intact. We visited the Supreme Arbiter's office in Central Control and found something impossible.
Impossible? Why is it impossible? So that you may claim ignorance as to the truth of what you've uncovered?
Sounds like you know something we don't.
Fine. If you're still so thick-skulled, Tristan, then I can see I've no choice but to confess. Hold. Do you hear movement?
Attention, Arbiter Virgil Montag. Under the jurisdiction of the Council, we stand to bring you low. Do not resist.
Damnation! I knew the Sentinels were looking for me, but I did not expect they would come to this place. We have no choice but to fight. I can operate our turrets from this location, but you must engage the Sentinels head-on to prevent our being overwhelmed. Go now!
Arbiter Montag, lay down your arms. Surrender and die.
Surrender and die. Well, that's not much of an offer.
Perfection is impossible.
Enemy spotted.
Those fools were but an expeditionary force. I've no doubt the bulk of their number remains on the surface. I shall take an alternate path to prepare a surprise for our would-be assailants. Then I shall flank them as you engage them.
Hold. You were beginning to say something before we were ambushed. I would care to hear it.
We cannot have this conversation until we are safe. Engage those on the surface and I shall join you. Go now.
Violence is system endures.
Commander's almost dead.
Lethal measures at the rest,
I will restore my life or
Commander, steel yourself.
Sorry. You're the biggest target. Oh, you are the target. Okay. That's good to know. Why the heck is it always freaking Zeranium poisoning? Anything else and I can just revive myself, but no, it's always Zeranium poisoning.
violence is the answer.
I see an enemy.
Let me. Help me up. I'm murdering to do.
That's better.
Who needs to
Virgil,
die?
enough! Our being at odds with the Consul is one thing, but that was a small army! What have you done?
You already know whether you're willing to admit it or not. Do you sincerely have a need for me to spell it out before you'll face the truth? Very well then. Tristan, you stand before the murderer of the Supreme Arbiter.
Okay.
I don't believe this. The Consul must have captured you and sent you to mental refreshment. It's the only...
Open your eyes, Rao. Those sentinels were here with due cause. The elimination of a murderer. The Supreme Arbiter was planning to send a message in her final moments, pledging allegiance to the Consul. Who do you think bore witness to those final moments?
You caught her pledging her support of the Consul, so you executed her?
I did what I thought was just.
No. You lied to me?
I had to. I knew that if you learned what had transpired, why I did what I did, it would destroy you.
Would it? Or were you just trying to save yourself from my wrath?
I gotta say, yeah, you've got one chance to explain what happened and why you did what you did.
With the demands this war has made on us all, I've not seen our mentor for some time. My visit was meant to be a surprise. Unfortunately, it was. I overheard her decision to align herself with the Consul before she realized I was there. This admission, I had no choice but to act.
But there was a choice. Why didn't you come to me? Together we could have come up with something. Some other course of action.
Because I didn't want you to know. I never wanted you to learn the truth because I feared you'd lose your faith.
Were you trying to keep Tristan off the trail? Did you know about the Oculus collating post?
No. Sentinel Peralt's remarks were the first I'd heard of any secret room. I feared what you might learn there, so I scrambled to find an agent who might locate the room before you. I only had one contact who I knew may be able to do the job. Obviously, he did not succeed. I was pleased to learn that my decision did not result in his death, at the very least.
Yeah, you can thank me for that. So what about the junior arbiter who tried to judge Tristan at Central Control?
That is news to me. A junior arbiter judging Tristan. I can't imagine you let that stand.
Killing one of Arcadia's future arbiters over a singular breach of rank would have been most tragic. But this is not the matter we're here to discuss.
Just for the record, you still lied to Tristan, and you did it to protect yourself.
Discovering someone dear to be a traitor is painful. But we must act in the Protectorate's best interest. And bypassing the chain of command is a dangerous precedent. And lying to a fellow arbiter, beyond unacceptable.
Okay, yeah, what are we gonna do?
You're right. You're right. I can't let emotion get the better of me. This is not the first time we've encountered the paradoxical nature of Protectorate law. Each time we did, you convinced me to stay my hand, and I do not regret those I spared. Our prior conclusions inform my present feelings. I theoretically understand what Virgil did, for there was no proper decision he could make. But I cannot view this objectively. Virgil killed our mentor. It's madness. I cannot simply let that stand. Can I?
The fact that you're hesitating makes me think you know executing Virgil is wrong.
My hesitation is more reflective of a weakness of character.
Is it?
One does not hesitate in the Protectorate. One acts. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong.
What would you have done in Virgil's shoes?
I don't know. He was right when he said the Consul would simply manipulate High Command. But the law is clear on this. It is explicitly illegal for an inferior to execute their superior. The issue must be accelerated to a higher authority. But is addressing traitorism not the utmost priority of any arbiter? Is not the betrayal of everything we stand for more significant than a breach of protocol?
Seems that way to me.
To argue with you, with myself, with Virgil, with the Supreme Arbiter. This madness should never have come to pass. But it has. And I must contend with that. I cannot bring myself to execute my sworn brother.
And here I was thinking you didn't have a heart.
It could be better if I did not. I cannot be sure this path does not fly in the face of all I believe, or speak to some weakness at the depths of my being. I know not what to make of the Supreme Arbiter's betrayal. I'll have to ruminate on it for some time. But that aside, I forgive you, Virgil. You are spared.
Oh, joy. They talked it out. And here I was all ready to watch two arbiters violently dismember each other.
I don't know what to say. I just wish there had been some other option.
You did something unfathomably difficult, and you did it in the name of justice.
That's all well and good, but it shan't undo my actions, or bring anyone back. I must live with that. 1,000 words of thanks for meeting me here, Tristan. I know not what the future holds for us, but for the time being I must make myself scarce. Though, before I go, a parting gift. May Tristan make use of it better than I.
Go with the Sovereign's blessing, brother. And be careful. If you survive today only to be brought low by an agent of the Council at a later point, I shall be most annoyed. Commander, this has all been draining. I need time to process what we've learned today. What I've done. Later, I hope we might discuss it.
I'm sure we will. Oh, looks like we've got more levels up. Okay, our target is 11. And that worked out nicely, so now everything is at 11. So, accept that. Go on to perks. What is it this time? Targeting a scanner. Focusing on a target with the in-ray scanner will mark them. I'm not a big fan of devices. Weak point scanner. Okay, maybe I need to be. Space Ranger. Scales damage with speech. Shrug it off. Okay. So does the companion gain 50% health, or do you? That's kind of confusing. Rapid recharge. Scrapper. Psychopath. Gain bonus damage against any faction you have a negative... Well, I don't have any negative reputation, so I don't think that's going to do me any good. Point blank artist. Damage with shotguns, SMGs, and pistols is increased against targets with 10mm within 10 meters, but less above that distance. And weapons gain sneak attack damage. Intimidator. Dealing damage to weak humans or creatures frightens them for a short duration. Gunrunner. You can fire while sliding, mantling, and sprinting. Cold-blooded. You can now apply chilled faster when dealing frost damage. 20% more stacks of chilled applied when dealing frost damage. Deal 20% of nearby hostiles' health and damage on killing a frozen target. We have one that says you no longer suffer uranium poisoning. That would be awesome. Additional weapon slot. Makeshift armor. Whenever you craft items, your armor gains a temporary bonus. Yeah, it's the temporary part that bothers me. I'm thinking, you know, an extra weapon slot is always useful. Looks like the companions have some level ups as well. It's Tristan. So, after killing a target, Tristan terrifies human and creature enemies around him. Has a cooldown between activations. Frightened. Target flees from combat for 8 seconds. Does not affect auto mechanicals. Steel Wall. Tristan gains temporary health at the start of combat, doubling his total health. Interesting. I mean, he's already extremely effective in combat either way, so I don't have a strong preference. Okay. Oh, and Asa, I'm sorry we missed out on that battle you were looking forward to. And I'm sure there will be more.